Okay, so I'll call to order the Finance Committee meeting for Tuesday, January 21st. Let the record show that all committee members are present. I will make a motion to approve the minutes from the previous committee meeting, which was held on Tuesday, November 19th, 2019. Do I have a second?
A second there.
So seconded by Alderman Smith. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Okay, minutes are approved. Item 3 is a monthly finance and bills review. Anybody have anything they'd like to add? Or questions or comments on the monthly bills for the mayor or Fred?
I have one for Fred.
Alderman Witt?
Yeah, I was looking through them, and well, actually, this is for Nick, and I didn't see any from our outside counsel again. We haven't had any for about 3 months from our outside counsel.
We should have a year-end bill. I know that the attorney was out of the country for a couple weeks, so
Okay.
I'll follow up with him next week. And
So that'll be a year-end.
we also we have had some status conferences on that, and I will schedule to brief the council on that
Okay.
at our next committee meeting.
Thanks.
And it might be good to have Eric come in that meeting too, and give you guys an update personally. So
Mhm.
if he's back, we'll have to do that.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Just got a quick question. Is it possible to get an update as far as half of the year, a budgetary update, a report out, maybe for the next committee meeting, just to let us know how we're looking so far?
Yeah, I could give you a report that shows revenue and expenses for all 3 funds through December through 7 months.
Sure.
Is that?
Yeah,
what you're
yeah.
looking-
Just, I mean, I guess, I'm highlighting any sort of hits or misses that we should be aware of.
I'll have it up tomorrow morning.
Thank you.
Also on there would be some kind of summary like, well, this is how much is left in our general fund contingency, water fund contingency, that kind of thing.
Okay.
I don't think we have really touched anything, right?
No, I have some figures. We'll be talking about it tonight. But we have not touched water or sewer, so there's 75,000 to go for those. And earlier in the year, we used $2,612 out of general fund contingency. So we have a balance of $230,888 as of today.
Dave, anything?
Yeah, I was just looking at the first page and probably a stupid question, but at the very bottom, key bank, it says Kendall 15W40, that's like motor oil for 1,800. So I wonder what that was.
Probably done by credit card.
Credit card for probably
Very nice item.
Bob, what'd you say? Purchased by credit card?
That's what we're thinking, maybe credit card.
For central garage?
Just, refilling stocks of oil at the mechanics division.
Hang on, it might be right on here.
Kendall 15.
An awful lot of oil.
There's an awful lot of bucks.
I don't know off the top of my head, but I will
Oh,
check into it.
Maybe if you wanted to,
I heard the key bank manager was trying to sell all this used motor oil she had from an estate.
Not on Mark's credit card for December, so we'll have to get an answer for you on that.
Does it, if you flip over the, does it continue on with a bunch of other things that make up that 1,800? I mean,
No, those two are different.
just that, okay.
Might want to follow that up with an email too. I would recommend maybe shoot an email to Fred or whatever, and we can be sure to, circle back on that in the next finance meeting. So, good question. Anyone have anything else? Okay. We have no unfinished business. New referral for consideration is a discussion item, contingency transfer for Zamboni batteries. Assuming Fred's gonna lead this one?
Well, actually, I'll pass it on to Chris to request that he's making to the rec center.
I'll have Chris, I'll give Chris your talk just in a second. As you know, we purchased, this is the backup one we purchased? Or is
This is for the new machine,
Okay.
2015.
We purchased that new electric Zamboni just about 5 years, at this point, 5 years ago now. And that is the expected life of the batteries. Chris had included in his budget request for the next budget year that amount to replace the batteries. Unfortunately, we have to replace them soon. So I'll let Chris go from here.
Yeah, as you folks know, the ice rink is busier than it's ever been. We've got a long road ahead of us yet till April 5th. We're coming into playoffs, hockey tournaments, practices. We need to have 2 machines that are ready to roll. This 2015 machine right now is not operable. It is basically a monument because there's not enough power in those batteries. We probably have enough power to get it on a trailer to get it repaired. We knew the batteries were having some issues. It was our hope to make it through this season with them. However, after taking it out at the end of last week, we couldn't even do 2 laps on the ice, so we had to get it off immediately. So that's what the request is for. These are electric batteries. They're good for 5 years. They have a full warranty. These will have a full warranty on them for 5 years. And just please remember on this 2015 model, the city has put very little to no money in that machine because it is electric. It doesn't require a regular oil filter, PMs. We put a few new bearings in it. That's from daily use. So the request is for that. We really need that machine ready to go in the event something happens to the other one.
Do we have a ballpark figure?
Yes, $10,332. $10,332.
Could I ask a question?
Yeah, go ahead.
Is there any way that could come out of fleet management since this is a vehicle that the city uses?
I don't think we want to start doing repair work out of a fleet. I don't think that's the intent of fleet to include repair work there. That would be repair work to me. I have a correction, John. I'm sorry. This is an updated quote.
Yeah.
$10,448. But to answer your question, Linda, no, I don't think that should be taken out of fleet. We've used up the repair money at the rink because we had to do batteries.
Backup.
Yeah, for the backup unit. So that took 10,000 some out of that. So that's why we're coming to you. We don't have enough money in repair money to do the batteries, so we're coming to you for contingency.
Could we take it from another line?
We've looked at everything. We don't have it in another line.
Okay. Well, my question is, we just were talking about contingency, and quite honestly, we don't know what's going to happen with this lawsuit, and I'd hate to, take from contingency. Right now, we only have $238,000. I'm just thinking, and especially with how good the season's going, revenue-wise, why we couldn't look at other avenues to pay for the $10,000. And this $10,000, it's for the backup Zamboni, right?
No.
This is for the
For the new one.
Front line.
Gotcha.
When did the backup one get new?
About 3 months ago.
Oh, okay. Are you able to force, is there a meter on these things? You can tell what the life is left on these things?
Not on the life of the battery. You do have a meter on the machine that will tell you if it's properly charging. To make a long story short, the machine has 10 bars on it.
Yeah.
If you're charging it overnight and you're not coming in the morning with 10,
Right.
you have an issue.
Chris,
Yes, Nate.
couple things. What year is the backup one, and is it reliable? And the new Zamboni that's down right now had a 5-year warranty. Did we get to the 5 years, and are they going to reimburse us if we didn't?
There's no warranty on the existing batteries that are now defective on that 2015 unit.
Mm-hmm.
The second unit, the backup unit, is a 2009 electric Zamboni the city purchased last year. That's in service now, frontline with the batteries. So far, so good. But again, if that machine goes down now, we got this month alone, we got over $20,000 in revenue just from ice creams coming in. And next month, it's gonna be another 20. In March, it's gonna be substantial too. So if that machine goes down, there's not a plan B right now. So that's our concern. And then also on these batteries here, there's approximately 3-week lead time from the time Mark orders them to the time they're here, to the time we get that machine to cubic storage, to the time we get it back in service. So that's kind of that's why we're here asking for
The new batteries, they come with a 5-year warranty though?
5-year full warranty. So in the event if something goes wrong with those batteries within 5 years, the city's it's covered.
Does Cubic Storage have anything they can sell us used from a battery perspective?
These are special batteries.
They're not like
Can't plug a
we have
previous in.
like forklifts that
Yeah.
are electric. They have these gigantic, huge. I would assume it's got to be similar to that, right? I mean, I don't know. Just throwing. Yeah. I don't know.
Hey, Fred, from an accounting standpoint, and I don't know if we want to get in the habit of doing this practice, but so if the ice rink is doing what sounds to me like a more favorable business than we expected, is it possible to give a loan out of the general fund contingency, and then at the end of the season, if there's additional revenue that's been generated, to funnel that back into the general fund contingency? And the only reason I say that is because I know when it comes to the end of the fiscal year, we do like to, although the state slaps us on the wrist or the auditors or whatever, we do like to use that contingency to do special projects. That we kind of use that as almost a savings account. So I didn't know if there was any sort of method of transferring to see
We
how.
do a budget transfer the way we do other transfers for the council. So we could pick a line item that looks very favorable and transfer $10,000 from that line to contingency. So yes.
I mean, I think Chris has a valid point. Now there's only one Zamboni, and this, the ice rink does seem to be quite a large moneymaker for the city, and people rely on it, right? So if the other one goes down, that's not going to be good for us. So the first priority, I would think, would be to get this up and running, and then work out what we want to do with the financing later.
You say buy it, just
Yeah.
because we got to have it. So buy it, and then we'll figure it out.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of upset teams if the other Zamboni goes down. We got
And hockey players get pretty angry.
How long would it be so say you went and ordered it tomorrow?
Probably
It
about
would be 3 weeks, but then how long would it be till we actually had to pay it? Would it be 30 days after that, or 60 days after that?
We normally pay our bills in 30 days.
Yeah, so just look at other lines and see where we can. And like you said, Chris, we have revenue coming in from the hockey rink that has been busy, and we had the update, and a lot of our rec services have been busy. So I just think, it's a way of them paying for themselves.
How are your revenues trending for the rink compared to what budget thus far?
Favorably.
Yeah.
We should hit our mark, maybe exceed it.
Right. And that's where I'm wondering if we exceed that mark, if it wouldn't be possible to funnel that back into a transfer back to the general fund contingency.
Why don't we look at our line items, and I'll make a suggestion.
Okay.
If we look like we're gonna end the year comfortably over budget on a certain line item,
Sure.
I'll email everyone and say, I propose that we move X 10,448 from one line to contingency.
That sounds good.
Yeah, I like that idea of being able to pay for its own expenses, but at the end of the day, I do think that the contingency should be floating it. I mean, I'm not gonna sit around and wait for, you know what I mean? Like we've got a ramp outside that's also an issue. Somebody slips and falls, we could have a lawsuit there. I mean, just to keep buying on different lawsuits that might happen or different things that might come up. And that's what contingency's for. Batteries we weren't expecting, we were hoping that would make it through. So.
Actually, I would argue that contingency is not to pay for lawsuits that we might not
Well,
get.
yeah.
It's an operating budget contingency for
Unforeseen expenses.
right, which is like batteries.
But we have used it at the end of the year.
Well, yeah.
Numerous things, so it's wide open.
Yep.
Chris, are we buying the batteries from the manufacturer and Cubic's just installing them, or we're buying them from Cubic and they're doing the install?
Cubic Storage is getting the batteries from the supplier. There's only one or two in the whole area that handles these sorts of batteries. Cubic Storage, the quote is for the batteries and the installation. The only thing we have to do is we've got to get the machine up there on a trailer. We got to get the machine back to the ring. That's what the city has to
The
do.
city's hauling it up there, or they're gonna?
We'll haul it up there with our trailer.
Okay, anything else on that topic?
So in order for that to go through, do you just need a verbal, or do you need an actual?
Well, we'd have to put it on the agenda for next Tuesday, but if we could get a verbal today that we're on support of this, we can get them ordered.
I say, yeah, buy it. Do it.
Everybody on the council okay with that?
Yep.
Okay. All right.
Thank you.
Thanks, Chris. Appreciate you coming.
Thank you.
Okay, no committee reports because there's nothing leaving committee. Any other finance-related comments or discussion? Okay, I will make a motion to adjourn. Do I have a second? Second. So seconded by Alderman Crawford. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? And we are
I have
adjourned.
mine, I can't find it.
Just a heads up too, like we're at the end of this meeting, we are going to be going into executive session for a topic as well. So.
Your meeting or my
Yours.
meeting? Okay. Okay, I'll call Public Works Committee to order. I see all the members are present. Do we have any approval for the previous meeting of October 15th, 2019? I'll make a motion. Can I have a second?
For the minutes,
Yeah. The minutes.
The Public Works.
we're on public safety, right?
Yeah, it's the only two tonight. Unfinished business, none. New referrals. There's a discussion on no parking from here to corner for East Oak Street. I do believe Dave, you put that in?
Yeah, wasn't quite sure how the PLs worked yet, just in that, so I'm doing something wrong, correct? Okay. I had a constituent that told me he's legally blind but can still drive. I guess it's peripheral vision is off or whatever. He's having a hard time getting out of his driveway when he backs out. So I went down there and looked. It's on the corner of East Oak and Walnut Street. And all he's asking for is a no parking here to corner, like 20 feet from the sidewalk, because he lives on the opposite corner. So I contacted Bob's office, and Bob just gave me a diagram that he's not opposed to this. Signage to be installed on the corner.
Do you know what corner it's on?
Yeah, you're going down East Oak Street, and be on the right-hand side of that where Walnut is. I think the house is 112, the rest of
Which 20 feet from the corner is typical, like New York State, like no parking. They just don't sign them all.
But there's cars parked.
No, I know, yeah. The signage helps, so.
Yeah, so this isn't changing, this is just adding a sign, right? This isn't changing a law or a
Right.
code.
Right.
Correct?
Yep.
We've done that before.
Yeah. Do we have to check with our fire chief or police chief? Okay, so what I will suggest doing is we'll pass this on to the fire chief and the police chief. And that's the routine we've gotten into, and then they sign off on it, their opinion. Right, so, I don't see.
Can this constituent tell us when he's on the road if he can't see peripherally?
Could be a code change since it's already the law to put the sign there?
There's just a missing sign. So, Bob, did you go through the books and see if there was an existing sign?
There's not.
Or there's not?
It's just 20 feet from the corner, you're not allowed to park anywhere.
Can we just do that over here on Barry?
Yeah.
Yep, Barry and Tompkins.
I
Attorney's
don't remember
office.
who put that.
Yeah, the old treehouse, which
Yeah.
they're, yeah.
How do we do it? It was already in the books, so you just put a sign order.
We did a code change, it didn't exist, I had to bring it to the council.
Okay.
And then I forgot to bring it to the police chief, and then he got mad at me. during this meeting.
We'll look at it, get a definitive answer when, and get it into a PL for submission next week. When we'll get it.
Would that give the police chief and fire
Yeah,
chief
we'll have
enough
them
time?
sign off on it before we even
Okay,
get it to the PL.
so did we
Thanks for your trust.
approve it to go on for PL next week, or?
Yeah, but it won't be a computer.
Gotcha. Okay. Any other questions on this proposed signage? Seeing none? Nope. Okay, approval of committee meeting, or committee reports, none, right? Okay, I'll make a motion.
Do I have, a
We won't
moment?
adjourn.
For everything that's going on with the bail reform and the discovery reform, I would like the council to consider doing a resolution that we want this bail reform and discovery reform rescinded or overturned. We're preparing the budget right now, and the way it looks, this is going to cost us one position in the police department just for discovery reform. And I think you've been all reading the horrible stories as they come out of this bail reform. And I would like us to get on board with being a resolution against it. Against the repeal of it, I guess the word I'm looking for. Not against, but in favor of the repeal of this law.
I think, we've heard that throughout New York State, and I think what we used to do as legislators, we'd put it in and then we'd go to our state representatives and then a copy to the governor. So as a city, do we send it to the county and then the state, or do we go right to the state? Can't we?
Probably go right to our state representatives with a copy to the governor's office.
Okay, no, I'd be happy to sponsor that. Anybody have any questions or any suggestions on that? No.
So will it be a resolution it would be a resolution on the next,
For the next,
okay.
next Tuesday's meeting.
So it wouldn't be a PL resolution, would you just go straight to resolution?
Yeah, just a regular resolution.
Okay.
No, I think that's a good idea. It's just another unfunded mandate that communities can't afford.
Yeah.
Before you close, can I ask one question?
Sure.
For public safety. I think this is old business, because I got an email from a constituent named Dennis Smith. He lives down on Spruce Street, and in his email, he says he was talking with Brian, and he had Bob down. I guess he wants a stop sign, and he's complaining about a stop sign in the Oats bus down there on Spruce Street, so I think it's an old issue that was brought up before. And somebody told me that the police chief's not here, but the police chief did a study down there and probably moved speeding
Yeah,
regulations.
this is the one, we set up the device where we get the count and the speeds, and there was no issue found there, so.
Yeah, it appears, was it a wider street or something? It appears that they're going faster, or?
It is a wide street, the normal, I think, side street.
Yeah.
But I just wanted to.
It might be beneficial if maybe one of us, I'm sure the police chief sent it to us, maybe forwarded you the report on the what that study showed. And if I'm correct, I thought Brian still put forward a PL, but the council voted it down.
I think we did.
Yeah.
Is that on Spruce Street?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
You can give me this guy's kind of tough.
Probably what we'll have to do, is have, David, probably what we'll have to do is have you come in and have the fire, or the police chief explain that report, because it is, it's there, but he'll have to explain it all to you and what they did, but I'll talk to him tomorrow and I can get a hold of you for that, okay?
The second part is email. Does anybody know about the bus routes for that Oats bus?
That would be,
He's complaining because it's going down Oak Street on the Spruce. He's wondering if they can go down Union Street and then get the lane from Union. To me, I don't see why it's
Carrie Kerper, or Carrie Seaver.
yeah, what's his complaint?
speeding. But I've never seen this.
Okay. Carrie, you can talk to Carrie. I'll talk to Carrie tomorrow on this also.
You heard from John Dahlgren yet?
No.
Everybody has a top 10.
You just jinxed it.
He's coming on my show. What do you?
So while we're on something goes in line with what Dave's asked, I've had one constituent contact me so far about a parking space and turning off of
Bishop?
Chestnut Street on Bishop. Sounds like everybody's been aware of this. Yeah,
Mr.
Mr.
Harvey.
Harvey. So I mean, I did look at it. It seems like a valid concern to me, but I don't know where the city stands on it. It sounds like it's been looked at before.
We can have the police chief and the fire chief
Take a look
revisit
at
this
it,
too.
Okay.
He's been talking to me also.
Mhm.
I says, get a hold of you.
Yeah.
To start the process, so we can take a look. What he's complaining about is that coming from Chestnut going north, I guess you'd say northbound, and turning eastbound, that a fire truck couldn't get around the corner because of where a car parks there on the north side of Bishop Street. So we can take another look at that. We've looked at it now, and I think Kelly reached out to all the residents there, and they saw, other than Mr. Harvey, they saw no concern, but we can take a look at that.
A lot of times, like, I like to take field trips with Bob over here. And, like, sometimes a field trip, you walk the street and you're like, okay. And he'll point out stuff that, like, I don't have readily available. Like, what is it? 7 feet wide is for a vehicle to be parked on the street. And he'll tell you, like, the different lengths that they'll mark parking for, so he'll sit there and calculate it out for you. It's just like trying to troubleshoot your furnace without having any knowledge on a furnace. You know, you get to bring the furnace guy in, like, wow, that makes sense now. I understand it. You know, so.
Okay. I mean, I did drive it. It does seem like there's never a car parked there when I've made the turn. It does seem like if there was, it may be a little tight. You know, even since it's got just enough room for me and my pickup truck. So it seems valid, and there's no parking from there to Queen, right? You know, right next to that spot. So you lose one more spot to, I think, make him happy and vehicles be able to make that turn.
I think a lot of our older streets, like the avenues and some of yours, and all the wards, are more narrow than some of the newer streets, so that has been a concern for
Horse
numerous
traffic.
people. So, yeah.
All the streets are designed for
Well,
horse
I mean, I
traffic.
brought it up to them that, you know, I mean, we're not a bigger city, but there are places that deal with much smaller roads than we do for access. And I'm sure the fire department's learned how to get down Bishop.
Chestnut's right down.
Okay, so Paul, do you want to go into executive session now?
Yeah,
or
I did talk to
before we
Kelly about
adjourn?
it too. So
But we should probably do before we adjourn.
Okay. Anything else on public safety?
No.
Anyone? Okay.
Before we adjourn, don't we have to?
I just asked.
Oh yeah, we've got to go to that thing first, right? Yeah, because we still have to be in committee. Just double checking, right?
Okay. I'll make a motion to go into executive session. Do I have a
It'd be for personnel issue.
Okay, for a personnel issue? Not a personal issue. Personnel issue. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Alderman Witt, all in favor?
Aye.
Sorry, I'm doing your job.
You're fine. Let's go.
So I'm just trying to.
So I'll make a motion to adjourn. Second? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
We're adjourned. Calling